All right, we are live. All right, you guys, welcome into our weekly family meeting. Great to see you guys, amazing bombshells. And today we are going to talk about Facebook, our favorite friend. Are you excited?
Yes, we are.
Lauren was like, I roll, I roll. But Lauren, your hair looks amazing.
It does. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Well, thank you. I wanted to feel pretty today.
you're a pretty everyday girlfriend,
Well,
whatever.
thank you.
I think we all look pretty fabulous every day. My team is beautiful. Whatever. Come on, we got the most handsome paparazzi guy ever in the whole company, right?
Watch Troy look behind him. Yeah, the ball.
What are you talking about? I was like, is there someone else on the camera?
Did y'all see Troy in his bow tie?
Nope. You only got that picture, Adrian. No
You
one
need to
else
post
got it.
that. You need to post that on Facebook. Come on, Troy. I told Troy bow ties are sexy. So, but anyway, yeah, we've been talking about Facebook. So, Troy had a great opportunity to meet with somebody. So, he's going to share some tips this morning, and I'm going to chime in. And we're going to keep to our hour because we know we all have busy lives. So, other than that, did anybody have any quick shout outs or announcements for their teams before we head into that? I know Michelle has something to share. I want you to go. Michelle, you have your new team member under Deja. Unmute yourself, friend.
Yes, Deja on what day was it?
I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday because I was.
Okay. Well, I get a message the night before, and Deja had a team member added to her team, so that was awesome. So Deja and I work.
That's Ed saying hello.
Ed. Deja and I work together and have a salon together. So she called me, and then so she told me about it, and then the next day, the girl, her name is, God, it's like Denisha, but it's Denisha.
I'm gonna call her Donnie.
So close. Dinesha. I think it's Dinesha.
Yeah, but her name on Facebook is Donnie. Isn't it Doni?
It's Donnie because it's short for Donisha.
Right.
So anyway, her name is Donnie. She goes by Donnie because people can't say Donisha or Don. It's real close to Denisha, so I got so confused. And then you got Deja, so I was all messed up. But anyway, she's really nice, you guys. So I ran down there the next morning, ended up staying almost like 2.5 hours with them, setting her up, talking to her. We were at the salon, and she's really eager. She's really excited, and she's just a sponge. So we were opening her kit because just like when Deja got her kit and when Denisha got her kit, I tried to be part of their kit opening. So we opened her kit, and oh my God, you guys, all I do have to say is the kits are different. Like, they're changing already. They're better than when I signed up. So her kit was like fire. I couldn't believe it. She got fashion fix sets. She got like super cute pieces I've never seen. And I've been in the company for a while now. So it was still opening a kit. If you guys get team members, and you can actually go to open their kit with them, which I try to do it because you're so excited. So I was so excited because I'm looking at pieces I'd never even seen, and I wanted to buy from her. It was hilarious. So anyways, it ended up, I think I was going to go for like 20 or 30 minutes, and we ended up being there like 2.5 hours. But she's really nice. So that's that. So got another new bombshell.
Right. It was so exciting. And I was like telling Michelle, stop shopping. Michelle,
yeah,
you cannot buy from her kit. And Michelle was
seriously,
like, wait, no, that's a great piece.
I couldn't believe it. It was amazing, you guys. That damn kit, I couldn't believe it. It was different than my kit. So anyways, but we got her started. She's ready. She got her first order in. Like, she's like, boom. Because I was like, you got to get that first order in because we don't know how long shipping's taking. So place an order today. And we went through the Blockbusters, and she's just excited because she's a big shopper.
Oh, good.
Already. So it was awesome. She's going to be good for Deja. And I was really happy, as we all are, for Deja to get her first team member. So one thing you guys don't know about Deja won't really she doesn't do a lot with well, barely any with Facebook. She has a family member that is a paparazzi consultant and supposedly kind of high up or up there. So I think for the longest time, she was afraid to join because she wanted to join with somebody that was here that could be hands-on. So
Right.
I'm very hands-on, as Denisha can attest. I'm very hands-on with people, especially when they, are especially when they're brand spanking new. So I think that's what she wanted. But then she kind of felt like she betrayed her family member a little bit by joining. So it was a little bit like hush hush, but she's getting out of the hush hush a little bit and is just going to go for it. So that was actually a very big thing for her to talk about paparazzi and talk about someone joining and having it go through fruition. I thought that was a huge step for her. So
Awesome.
that's it.
Awesome. And yeah, and that's great for her. She has to build her own dream, and
Yep.
she's right here local, and she may have gotten lost in the sauce with the other person too, if that person's pretty big. And
Totally.
right. So I mean, she's got to do it herself, and I'm super excited for her. And everybody doesn't have to be on Facebook to build their business. You got to do it your own way. So she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Anybody else? I know.
I just made bronze.
Oh, well, woohoo! Woohoo!
So I got that before convention, which was my goal.
I know. I got 3 days, guys. 3 days. 3 days.
I know. I barely snuck in, so that's exciting too. So that's all from me today.
Oh, good. I'm super excited, Michelle, because I wanted you to hit bronze, and I knew you could do it. And I'm like you. I'm not just gonna go buy a whole bunch of pieces. And I'm not going to just buy a whole bunch of blockbusters. I'm just staking my claim one day at a time. And I got 3 days left, and I know I'm going to hit it. I know what I have to do. I'm like 30 pieces from silver, so it's going to happen. So I'm not even worried about it. And Denisha's already at gold. Lisa hit silver maybe 2 weeks ago, so she's already there. So she's good to go too. And then Denisha, I know she's busy with the girls. She did launch her website. So she's good.
Soft launch.
I love it.
I'm not excited about it yet because there is all kind of things that I found that I'm like, ooh, I don't want that, or So I've been so busy since Thursday. I'm like, okay, tomorrow that'll be the thing. But it's on there. I talked about it to my customers, so they're kind of excited. I kind of did a little game yesterday and just said the first person that goes on to my website just to look to see what my color scheme is and then commented or whatever, and they got a free piece or whatever, whoever the first one was. So I'm going to be doing things like that while I'm on my live to kind of draw traffic, just to bring it to their attention that there is a website. This is where you could go. If you can't stay and watch the whole live, go there and shop type thing. So, I'm semi excited, but once I get it to exactly where I want it, then I'll be better. So thank you though.
Good job.
Good job though. And it's going to be constantly evolving. There's things that I change weekly on my website. And I just got an email from Shopify today. The guy sent directions on how you can change at the bottom where it says powered by Shopify. So I'll share that with you guys in the Facebook page, so that you can change that on yours as well, so that nobody knows it's a Shopify website.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so I think that's cool. So then it looks like it's your website, not a Shopify website. So that'll be cool. Lauren, I know she's talking to the kids, but Lauren, did you have anything to share as well? She's like, no, I did my hair. I look cute. And that's all I got to share. Mic drop. Okay. That's fine, girl. Troy, what about you?
No, I got nothing to report.
Okay, you're fine. You still look gorgeous. It's okay. Troy, go ahead. Okay, so my big topic today is Facebook and engagement. We got some nuggets to drop, so I hope you have your notebook. Troy challenged me to get a notebook, so I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's get started. We're going to talk about Facebook, our favorite friend. Troy Rivera.
For me. Oh, okay.
You're going to go first. I'll fill in.
All right. So I've been resourcing a former student of mine who got her master's in business administration. And I've connected with her, and she's been giving me support and tools and tips on how to build engagement, because my concern right now is I get maybe 4 viewers and they're the same consistent 4 viewers. I'm not getting any new people. Every time I go live, it seems that it's not working. So I researched her yesterday, had a meeting with her last night, picked her brain, still picking her brain, and she's been really helpful. So a couple of things she pointed out. She says the 2 busiest days on Facebook are Wednesday and Sunday after 8 p.m. The reason for this is because that's when everyone is settling down. She goes, especially when she was talking about the jewelry business. Busy moms are not settling down until after around 8 o'clock because they're putting the kids to bed, they're taking care of the household, they're getting everything situated. The reason for Wednesday is because people hit that hump day and they're already over the first 2 days of work to 3 days. They're ready for the weekend to come. So they always start doing things around high activities on Wednesday. Sundays, it's the same thing because they've already finished their weekend. Now they're getting themselves ready for the work week. So they're just taking that last bit of time that they have. And that's when they're doing it. Because she asked me when my lives were. And I said Thursday and Sunday. She goes, well, Sunday's good. But Thursday is not a really good one because Wednesday is the highest productive day that she has seen in the research. And she spends a lot of time researching information. So, and then she says after 8 p.m. because that's, for women, she said, and that's mostly who your client is, that's when they're finally getting themselves some peace time because they've already shut down their whole day. They put their family in, they got dinner done already, everything. So she goes, and so those were the 2 things. Now, we were talking about 8 p.m. my time because in Colorado. So she says you have to look, because Adrian brought this up, you really have to look at your clientele. Do you have a lot of locals or are they spread out? And so you have to really sit down and look at who are all your customer base, where are their location, and then you'd have to figure out like their times. For me, all of mine are local. I have maybe 1 or 2 that are maybe an hour to 2 hours ahead. So I wouldn't cater just to those 2 people. I would cater to the ones that are local and pushing it that after 8 o'clock. And it's funny because I turned and said, I said, because I normally would go live at 7. I said, because I want after 8 o'clock to be my time. And she goes, see? She goes, but think about this. This is not about you. This is about them. So if you want to sell, she goes, you got to do what that's about them, especially if you're doing it online. She goes, and so it's going to impede into your time. She goes, but that's the sacrifice you kind of have to make on those 2 live nights because that's going to be where you're going to make your money.
Right.
So it made sense for me on that. Adrian, did you want to add anything to that?
Yes. I'd like to add my illustration here. Troy laughs at me, but this is my map that I use with my customers to show where they are. So for me, my time is 6 o'clock because you guys can see on my map, my customers, I got East Coast people over here too. So my 6 o'clock time works for them. But I also have like Alaska and Washington and Colorado and Arizona. So I'm going to keep my time at 6 because it serves everyone. So I'm not in my Arizona time. So like I'm listening to what she's saying, but I'm also factoring in my customer base. So like Troy was like, well, you got to look at your customers, which is what she says. So I'm going to stay from 6 to 8. And I might say, okay, I'm going to go from 6 to 9. If it's during the summer and I don't have to get up the next day for work, I could put an extra hour on the end and extend it for my West Coast customers because they'll be up later. But my East Coast customers are like, oh, it's like 11. I have to tap out. They're going to bed, getting ready for work the next day. So we're encouraging you to think specifically, personalize it to your customer base. And I mean, that was a good point. Like Troy said, I was like 6 to 8. Yeah, because after I'm done at 8, I can still clean up the kitchen, relax a little bit, and be ready for work the next day. I really wasn't thinking about them. I was thinking about myself. So that was really important. So that's me. Go on to the next point.
All right. The next point we were talking about engagement, because that's the challenge that she's put myself this week is about engagement. So I was sharing her with what we're already doing, like the DMOs, like the things that Miss Marilyn has shared with us, the things that Jenny have shared with us. And she kind of brought into some enlightenment about this whole situation. So when I shared with her specifically the DMO level 1, She commented, how long has this been? And I said, it's 2019 is when it's printed. She goes, that's already outdated. She goes, because the way they have you doing interactions, that's kind of outdated with the algorithm. She goes, you have to understand that algorithms change. They evolve. So I was asking about engagement, and she says, the one thing you have to do is it says there, comment 10 friends on 10 friends posts each day. So when I do the DMNs, she says 30 minutes each day to complete this entire thing, right? Is what she says. So plan it out and do it in 30 minutes. She says, you can still comment on 10 people's posts, 10 different people on your personal profile because you're still engaging. But then you still need to interact with them. So even though you commented on them, you still want to check in with them because the whole purpose of Facebook is you have to be social. So if you're not social and appearing and showing up, being there, just engaging with them, talking to them, just commenting on their post and everything, your algorithm is going to look and say, okay, Denisha hasn't done anything in all day. She's not being social, so I'm not going to push her posts. In reverse is if she was there interacting people throughout the day, all right, the algorithm looks and says, oh, Denisha's being social, so when she posts something, I'm going to push her post. I'm going to push her post up. The best time she says also to do it is before you go to bed or in your evening. Go and start commenting on people's posts. The reason for that is when you post on, you're commenting on some other people's posts before you go to bed. When you get up in the morning and you post, your feed is going to come up. You're going to start seeing their interaction, and your interaction is going to post. Because why? You're keeping that algorithm going. So like my error was I would do everything in the morning, do my 10 commenting, and I was done. I didn't do anything throughout the day. And then, like I said, I know my time, because the way I look at this, very linear. I'm very linear and logical when it comes to this work. I know that 6 o'clock in the morning is my sweet spot for putting a post out there and getting the most engagement. But then I wasn't going back, and I just, the way my day would get, I forget to go back and comment and work with those people who commented. They said something, they said, very true, I agree with your post, blah, blah, blah. I didn't interact with them. So I'm starting to do that. And that's what give me that time at 10 o'clock to do that. You want to post 1 to 3 times a day. But at least do something post. The reason I see that where it opened my eyes is because I'll do mine at 6 o'clock, but then I'm not having any engagement from that time, that when I put a second post up, like around maybe 10 o'clock, that single post gets no likes and no interaction. It just goes into the void. Why? Because my algorithm says I'm not being social. So the more antisocial I am and not being present and just commenting, and like Adrian says, you have to care about them, and it may be hard, going in and interacting and just commenting on them, your algorithm is going to say, oh, Michelle's being very social today, so when she starts posting things, I'm going to support her and we're going to push her post out to other people. But if we don't do that, we're not going to get that engagement. But then she also says, be very aware of the system you're working with that they keep telling us to do, because those are starting to be outdated already. Because like I said, 2019, this DMO, that was great for 2019. But now because we're in 2021, it's already 2 years old. And that there has been so much algorithm change since then. I mean, since just this morning, as telling Adrian, just this morning on Facebook, the platform has already changed when you go post. It no longer shows the big box and then all the options down there. Now it has it where it's a shorter box, and it has all these little tabs that you can select from. So when you go to post your post today, it's changed everything. So that was a great example to show that the algorithms are always changing. So I'm working on a new DMO for us that will work, that'll base on that, because like I said, when I look at this is 2019. So it's already obsolete. And that's what she was sharing last night.
You guys know what he's talking about with the DMOs from Andrea Hutchinson? Yeah, those. So yeah, they might be a little bit out of date in regards to right now. But yeah, Facebook just updated this morning. It's just crazy how fast things change. So we're just trying to stay ahead of the curve. And then the point Troy had made before that the young lady made was like, the moms or our customers, which are mostly moms and women, if we're posting in the morning and doing our tasks in the morning, they're not even seeing that. And my point was, for me, most of my friends work. So if I'm posting in the morning, they're too busy even to see my post. It's getting lost throughout the day. Even if I'm doing wall drops every 90 minutes throughout the day, they're not even seeing those. I'm going to change my wall drops. I think I made a note here. My wall drops are going to be 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., and 11 p.m. because that's when they're going to see them. They wouldn't see them at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and they're at work. So we got to like shift our focus, okay? That was a big like mindset for me because I was like, well, I have 600 people on my business page. Why are only 13 people seeing this picture? That's not even 1%. So I'm going to change my wall drops to be at a different time of day. Does that make sense, Denisha? Oh,
It does, but I'm confused, or like, I'm trying to get my question together because I'm thinking about like this. Maybe I don't know. Maybe my mind was just going as you guys were talking, and I was thinking about like the stories and stuff. I'm always so puzzled on when to do a story. Like I heard somebody in one of the Clubhouse rooms the other day say, your story is literally supposed to tell the story, and then your post is supposed to be like a follow-up or something. And I'm like, but what story am I telling? I'm like, I just, it's so much that stuff. I mean, I get and I hear everything you guys are saying, but for me, that's overwhelming because trying to keep track, I'm trying to do what's best for me and what I can do for my schedule. I think the most important thing is just to be consistent, and whatever time that you schedule, whether it's for you or for your customers or whatever, girl, get down. You just need to make sure that you do it on a consistent basis.
Yes.
So since I've changed my schedule, and I've been implementing the schedule that I put in place 2 weeks ago, I have noticed a lot more engagement. And it's not just that the post. I think just because you're posting, it's the type of post too. Right. I looked at some of my analytics just quickly. I don't go into it too deep because it's overwhelming for me. But I looked at some of my analytics and I noticed that on my the posts that I do, my set of the days where I dress my mannequin up, those are the ones that one I get the most sales out of. And two, that's the one that has the most engagement. So people are actually looking at it. You know what I mean? Not everybody might not be into a daily quote of the day. I'm totally into that. I love reading that stuff on everybody's thing. So, I think you just have to be mindful of what you're posting too. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like the things that are old, like the old DMO stuff, I think it's still applicable. And I don't think it's kind of like, keeping up with technology. It's always freaking changing. You can't keep up with it. But the best thing you can do is just do what works for you and just stay consistent. That's all I can say. Because really, you get lost in the sauce with all this data, all these analytics, and all this stuff that is it takes you off your game. It really does. But it's good. It's good information, and it's good when people give you the insights. I just say, just don't focus on everything. Just don't focus on all points. So
we're not saying, and we're definitely not saying that it's not good to have systems. We're just saying you got to tweak sometimes, like pivot just a little bit and think about like the time frame and like if the set of the day works for you. I've never done set of the day, so maybe that's something, a pivot I can make for my customers too, right? But we're just trying to listen to all different things and see how they work. And like what you said about stories and posts, I don't know. Like everybody has their own spin on stuff and what it means to them. So maybe Michelle, I saw you shaking your head. Do you have an insight into that?
I don't really know. My stories are really, really big. So I get a lot of engagement on my stories. My stories end up having over 100 and something people on them. I don't know why. They just do. But I think where Denisha is saying, and I totally agree, I'm just consistent. I'm always on Facebook, you guys. I have a salon. I have my regular, and I have my regular. My salon gets engagements. my, I could probably get more engagements on my the jewelry, because there's sometimes I'll see it, like you said, Adrian, a jewelry post will only have 15 people. But then I have noticed too, when I do me, like a picture of me wearing something, I get like 60 engagements. And if I just post the jewelry and say, this is great, I'll get 20 engagements. So I don't really know if that is necessarily, I don't look at timing when I post me, I just do it. So I'm just saying, I don't look at timing, but I'll get a lot on me, but not maybe a lot on actually a product. So I've been doing more me, but my stories are, I mean, you guys have seen my stories. I post everything from my salon to affirmations to jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe because I'm posting so many different things, maybe they're getting a lot of engagements instead of just posting a story or just posting this. I do like a collaboration. I'm a very engaged person. I comment on people's stuff constantly. So right. I'm maybe a little bit in algorithms. I've been having more people watch the jewelry show to where now I'm up to like 9 and 11 viewers. And that's huge for me because I was only having 4 viewers and I was getting stressed out. But I didn't do anything different. I didn't freak out. I just kept talking. And next thing you know, now when I open up, I was freaked out because I was like, I'm at 9. Oh my God, I don't even know what to do. You know what I mean? But I've also had like 5 new people start buying, like ridiculous. And they're on every single freaking show. So It's just a hit or miss in timing. And I think like Denisha said, I noticed that you just can't stop in this business.
Right.
And maybe people will start seeing you more and more and more. And now they're like, hey, she's pretty consistent. Let me watch her now, or let me see what she's all about, because she's been doing this all the time.
Right.
But I'm definitely going to probably tweak a few things that you guys have said on timing, and definitely maybe try later wall drops for sure, evening stuff, because I pretty much do my wall drops, before. I don't, honestly, I have automatic wall drops set, but I personally don't do anything probably after 6 o'clock on my business page. That's just me. But I can change that. You know what I mean? So I see both ways, but I think if we're just all just posting, I know with stories, you gotta do more stories. Like you gotta post more stories.
And I
know that for a fact. You gotta throw out everything. It doesn't have to be one. Like I post probably 9 to 10 different things in my story. So that's where people are seeing me all the time.
So wait a minute. So Michelle, what is your logic behind it though? Is there any method to your madness? Are you is it strategic, or are you just like, oh, this is a good time to post and this is what, something's going on right then and there, you want to post it? Like,
nope, I'm not even going to lie. I'm not strategic at all. All I was told with my algorithm was that if you post into stories and you tell your story throughout the day or whenever, you're just going to start getting more viewers. So, but my stories are not just like motivational posts. Most of the time it's salon work, it's jewelry, it's motivation, it's me and my husband, it's me, So I just think because I'm doing it so much and I'm doing like 10 a day, I think maybe that's getting me a little bit more, because sometimes my viewing is like ridiculous. I'm like, oh my God.
You post your iced tea I
post so many things, you guys. I just post my whole life. I post a lot of me and James. I posted my birthday party. Like, don't just post jewelry and don't just post motivation.
Right.
I post my personal life, and maybe you get more up there with your personal. I don't know. So I'm on there every day.
And I love stories. Business page, Michelle?
What?
Is this only on your business page?
No. Stories is on your personal page.
It's on both business and personal.
Oh, I don't do stories on my personal page, guys. This is on my business page. I only post on personal.
Well, you could do both.
No, that's why I'm just saying me personally, because my personal is public and wide. Well, they're both public, right? But I'm wide open, so my stories are my personal page stories.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
was gonna share that the stories is kind of like reels on Instagram, in that it has a different algorithm than posts, and people see them. Like some people just love watching stories.
Yes.
So I would use them, guys. I would use them.
I guess I just gonna have to pay more attention to the stories, because I'm not one of the story people like that post consistently or even watch consistently. So I'm gonna have to really watch yours, Michelle, to kind of see, because I think it's just one of those things where it's like one, I think I figured out when Adrian and I were talking earlier this week about my what is it, my Instagram and my Facebook, something is wrong to where I can't post one place and it posts on the other. So I find myself duplicating my posts several places because it's not all flowing at one time.
I do too. I do completely separate posting. I don't link my stuff to where if I post on Instagram, it automatically posts to Facebook. I don't do that. I have that feature shut off. So here's the deal. What I think is why people don't do it, or maybe even our team doesn't do it, is because it's time consuming. Because when I do my, if you guys watch my stories because I post stories on Instagram too, and I've been doing reels. My reels have been doing really good. So maybe that's something new for me. I never used to do reels, but those are doing really good on Instagram. But my stories, I've been jazzing them up, right? So you jazz up your stories, you put GIFs on there, you put flashing lights, you put all that. I've noticed that that's where I started seeing a lot more interaction. When I first began my stories, they were just the picture and maybe a love or a heart. I didn't really do anything, but it does take a little bit of time, and maybe we all don't have time. But I do consistently probably put up 10 story posts a day on Facebook, public personal profile. And then I'll go back over and I'll manually do my same posts on Instagram. So, you know, you can link them if y'all want to link them. I don't link them because I just don't like that. But it does take time. Everything takes time, I guess. And maybe that's why some people don't want to do them back and forth. Right.
Well, I will say on my Instagram page for my everything, meaning my YouTube and everything.
Yeah.
Every day I have over 1,000 plus views, engaged. I mean, it's huge thing.
Well,
I was
huge.
Like, well, but that's, you know, that's my gym. I do it for accountability. Like I go to the gym and I post my workouts and stuff. So but I never, until you guys start talking about it right now, I never even thought to do a reel for the business stuff, like the business part. I guess it's just
you got.
So we
yeah.
If you got that kind of viewers,
like
girl, I don't even have that kind of viewers, and I'm still consistent. You got that kind of viewers, you better start throwing out some more.
Well, that's my. I have two different. I can't mix that one with paparazzi. I was just saying that. Like I realized reels are the jam. Like that's the thing right now. And I know I do watch people's reels. I do watch that. But I just never thought to even tie in the business part of it. But it could just be just because of the time it takes. Because it does.
It is time. It is time, you guys. Yeah.
Okay, but that's
the other thing that's interesting too that she mentioned, and I know this is on an Instagram, but you can't do this on Facebook stories. If you choose Instagram stories, when you share a post, like let's say you created your workout video and you shared it to your Instagram story, use the GIF and cover it that says new post. Use that because that drives them to click on it and goes from there. She says, don't just share your post without that new post. Like Michelle's talking, the flashing lights.
Yeah.
It made sense because when I would go onto my Instagram and look at stories, I'm like, new post. I click on it. I just saw their post, but it's the engagement. That's how it is. It's that novelty that brings in the human brain to go and say, I'm curious, what's behind this? And they click. Right. So she said on Instagram, that's what you want to do. So if you do share something, a post, if you put a post and you share it to your stories, use that GIF that says new post on it, and then people will click on it.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm slow, y'all. Y'all know technology is not my forte. However, hold on. So are you saying I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know you could share your post to your story. Wait, did I know that? Share your post to your story?
So like right now, these are mine. These are posts that I've already created on my Instagram. See, and that's all it is. And they click on it. And you click on it.
Oh.
It takes you directly to that post. Because you're giving that sense of mystery of like what's behind it. And she told me that's what I need. That's what you need to do. That's what'll drive that engagement.
Oh.
Even think if you share, that's like Michelle's talking. It's the flashing lights. And I've wondered why people do that a lot in their stories. Now it made sense. I never connected it.
So how do you link it?
It automatically links it. So in your Facebook, your Instagram, when you got your post, that little envelope, you click that, and it brings up add to your story.
Oh.
Add post to your story. is
Add
right.
post to your story.
Oh.
And then that's when what it'll do is then you can put it onto your story, and then you can go to the search bar and
And then
type
add
in
a
new
gift.
post, and then you can add it to there with all the flashing lights, and it works.
Just
Okay.
play with it. Just play with it.
I want to see you do this, Troy, offline. I want to.
Or Troy, you could do a screen record of it
Mm-hmm.
and
I could
share
do that.
it.
But
Okay.
all you're doing is going to the post that you've already made on Instagram, hit share to story, go to gifts, type in new post on gifts and post it. It's the same. It's not hard. It's one step
Okay.
or two.
I
two
just
steps.
didn't pay attention to all the extra features.
Well,
that-
the new flashing new post thing, you just type in gifts, new post, where it says gifts. So you already have your post. You're just going to say new post, so you have a flashing thing. But even before I was doing that, I would still just like on back to Facebook stories. All I do is just jazz up all of my story posts anyway. So if I post 10 items, each 10 I go and decorate them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like so if you click on multiple pictures and I click up to 10, each one I just decorate them, flashing lights, gift here, scroll up, whatever. But people like looking at that fun sparkle, bright and shine versus you just posting jewelry that says bling by Nini.
Right.
You might
Yeah.
get more attention because it's flashy. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I got you.
But the whole point is put everything in your story. Put anything.
Yes. Use your stories. Use your stories.
Yeah,
love
selfies,
it.
anything.
So do you do more stories than you do posts, or like I just don't I get it. I guess it overwhelms to know which one to do where at.
I probably post more stories than I post on Facebook. Yes. I'll probably post because if you look at my stories, you guys, first of all, I do 1,000 selfies. I'm the selfie queen. I have no problems with my selfies. Okay.
Thing.
But I put them all into stories because sometimes people may get sick of seeing me on Facebook posting all these damn selfies, but they don't get sick of them in the stories because that's all stories are. You're just it's not like it's different. So people can go to stories because it's quick and fast versus sitting here. They don't want to say, "Oh, you look pretty." I'm not going for that. I'm going for posts.
Right.
And
So
it's
for
like,
me,
it's like TikTok. People get sucked in and they just keep watching.
yeah.
And humans are lazy. They
But
don't want to
they
scroll.
don't get into personal posts as much as they do into stories. So you're going to have more people watch your stories than on your posts.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I do. That's why I'm always doing jewelry and selfies with jewelry and selfies with me and my iced tea, because those are going to be more viewed than if I just post a picture of me on Facebook with my iced tea. I may get 20 viewers. I'll get 100 on the story. It's weird. I just feel like stories are easier too.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. I'm gonna try it.
They are cute. Oh, so we were at stories. We talked about the time of day. Let's slide into Instagram. Did we finish Facebook?
Yeah, because I don't think we didn't talk about Messenger, but I don't know if everyone does what we do.
What for Messenger? Oh, I don't.
To be careful with Messenger, that if you start like sharing your products and stuff like that, you could be flagged as spam. And here's the deal about it: is on Facebook, you won't know if you've been flagged or not.
Yeah.
They won't inform you, and if you do find out that you've been flagged, then it's going to take a lot of work to get unflagged, is what she told me. So she was talking about how what I do is every morning I'll see the people on their birthday walls. I'll comment on the birthday wall, and then I message them, just wish them happy birthday. And she says that's okay. She says we've heard that Messenger does affect our algorithm. She says it's a double-edged sword. It can help you, but it can also hinder you. She goes, but you have to think about Messenger is one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really going to affect the social part. She goes, the social, on social media, on Facebook, being present there, that's the key. She goes, Messenger is just more one-on-one connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you keep if I was to send pictures or like trying to get people, you don't want to get caught under the spam part because she says you'll be flagged and you won't even know that you've been flagged.
Mm-hmm.
They won't tell you.
Yeah, I don't mess with Messenger like that.
Right. I message people. I use Messenger for my story. Like people will comment on the story, right, Michelle, when they see a piece of jewelry and they want to buy it. That's the only way I use it.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I do with my stories, if people comment on a piece of jewelry, as soon as they comment on that piece of jewelry, I send the picture back to them because, you know, the stories disappear after 24 hours.
Smart.
Because I'll forget what they asked for.
I've been taking screenshots, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just send them a picture back right away. Hey, girl, you sure this is the one you want? And that way I have a record of what everybody wants. So just a little tip there.
Yeah, I just been doing screenshots.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing was Instagram. I don't know if we got to that or not. Did we?
Kinda. I don't know.
Kinda. Instagram on Saturday. Oh, I had told Troy for Instagram, I'm going to be going live on Instagram one day a week. I'm only going to do 1 hour because that's the only time frame you can go is 1 hour live on Instagram. They give you 1 hour. And Troy said, she said Saturday was the best day. I'm going to use that for my pieces that I only have one of because they annoy me to no end. I don't know why they annoy me. We talk about this all the time, but I figured that was the best way to do them. The one and done hour on Instagram with Amazing Bling by A. That's what I'm going to do.
I've never went live on, I've never done live jewelry on Instagram.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody wants to do that. And then Troy had talked about the hashtag. She said you really don't need hashtags on Facebook.
Nope.
So I'm not going to, I used to post them in my description. I'm going to take them out.
Yeah.
And then that you can do 30 hashtags. And he had done some research on that. So I'm going to let him share about that one.
So she says on hashtags, that's going to be your key player when you're posting items.
Yes.
You want to make sure. So you better write this down because I already did my homework and I just came up with from my life coaching, but I'm going to also research for paparazzi. Here's the breakout that you need to have. 10 of your hashtags need to be 100K or less. So what I'm talking about is when you're typing in a hashtag, it usually will let you know how many posts are on that. You want 10 that are 100K or less. I'm sorry, 500K or less. Okay, you want 10 of them because you can have up to 30 hashtags on your post. Then the next area is you want to find hashtags that are between 500K to 1 million. You want 10 of those hashtags to fall into that area. And then the third area for your last 10 is you want hashtags that are going to be between 1 million or more. The reason for that is because you're going to hit different market areas with that. So because she says you don't want to stick with the ones that are 1 million or more and then be all 30 because then you're not going to see anything. People are not going to see them. So you want to hit the ones that are not as popular. So you want the ones that are the medium and then you want the ones that are high level. Now, I did the homework. She gave this to me. I did the 7-day free trial, but I'll probably end it. But there are several apps out there that you can get. But there's a hashtag app that's called Hashtag Expert. You can do a 7-day free trial. It's like $39 for a year subscription after the 7 days is up. But it allows you to go in, and I just did this. I just did the homework. I went and found hashtags. I typed in one hashtag. Like for me, I was working on my life coaching and then I'm going to do paparazzi, but I did like mindset. It listed all the different hashtags and it tells me what their current postings are. Like there's 27 million, there's 200 million, there's only 5,000. So I started writing down hashtags, put it in my notes. That way, because in the program, you can save a collection and then you can use it and then it starts to register how many views you got through certain hashtags. So you can see the ones that are working for you to the ones that are not. So instead of just creating these random hashtags like we tend to do, you'll be able to pull out, and that's where you have to do the homework, but then you can create it on your notes or whatever on your phone and then have them all listed that you just copy and paste and just put it under your posts and try it out for a week. And then you see you reevaluate which hashtags are working and then try some new ones. I mean, it's just that simple. That's a little tactic. Michelle.
Also on that too, and I found this out through my salon, but I'm so glad you touched on that because I actually just found a lot about the hashtags. But yes, splitting them up into the 5K, 500K, whatever. But also throw in your like Phoenix consultant, Phoenix hairstylist. You can spell out Phoenix, or you can just do PHX. Those are going to fall under the 500 and under. But those are great to add because, again, you're focusing on wherever you live, Chandler, Denver, whatever. So throw Denver consultant, Denver paparazzi, whatever, Denver hairstylist, Denver colorist. That's what I do. And those have been pulling up a lot of new people and things like that. But those also go under the smaller. I think the first one you said was what, 500K or less. Those are all under that. But that's perfect to use on that because you need to let people know what city you're in.
Mm-hmm.
That's for Instagram.
Yeah. And that's where she says that's the key thing on Instagram. It's hashtag. It's the hashtag game. And what I love about this particular app is it also gives you tutorials on the reels. I'm learning a little bit more about the hashtagging on the reels because those affect reels differently than the posts, is what she said.
The thing I don't understand is recently the dang hashtags changed. When you could do your hashtags, you could pull them up and all the ones that you've used before would pop up. Now I have to literally start to type in the word. Did anybody else have that happen to them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's frustrating because I just want to be like, you could just be like, hashtag paparazzi, hashtag necklace, hashtag affordable jewelry.
So what I did for that one, Michelle, is on my phone, I've created the notes.
Yeah, I have them in my notes.
And I just copy and paste them because these are the ones that I use.
Okay.
So I took what today this is what I did. I just took them all. And then so every time I get ready to make a post, that's when I go in. I just do it because I got tired of typing in them because I'd forget which ones I was using.
Thank you. Okay, because that also is why some people don't want to do posts because you got to sit there and type them in every single time if you do 4 or 5 or 10 posts a day. But I've been doing it, but I was like, there's got to be a better way because it used to not be that way.
Yeah, put it in your notes. Use what your hashtags are. Put them in your notes. Then that's why if you go back and readjust and you're finding which ones are not working.
And they load up just the same. When you copy and paste, they load up just the same.
They load the same. And I have separate paragraphs. I have a paragraph of hashtags for, I don't know, how do I phrase this? Depending on what time of day it is or what I'm feeling, I have a paragraph of different kinds of hashtags for different things. So if I'm at work and I'm hashtagging about being a teacher, it's a different kind of hashtags, right? If I'm with my family, it's a different kind of paragraph of hashtags. If I'm posting about paparazzi, it's a different type of hashtag. So it might be hashtag mom life, hashtag teacher life, hashtag AZ, hashtag Avondale. So I have like different.
You just save them, so I can just save my salon, because it's very annoying now that we have to do it that way.
Yeah, so
but it needs to be done.
So so Instagram, we're gonna work on that, and then.
So what I'm going to do, if anyone just wants, my afternoon task is I'm going through and looking at. I typed in the word paparazzi on this app that I'm doing, so I'm finding out posts that people are using. So I'm going to just create that, and I'll just put that inside our group that if you want to use those hashtags that you can, because like I said, I'm going to try to do it again for, like Michelle was talking about, is, the under the 500K, 5K to 1 million, and 1 million to higher. I'm going to create that list. That's the 30 hashtags that you can use because I'm going with mine. When I do that, I'm hitting and missing because mine are not that much. And so I'm really, because there's things like right now, when you look at it, like for 3 million, right now, the word affordable fashion is something there. So that's going to fall into that you can use, and it's going to give you that exposure.
I have affordable fashion, affordable jewelry. Those are both good ones, and they come up in that number range.
I forget what mine are, but they're in there.
So that was on Instagram. Let me see what else.
That was it. I think that was all I had in my notes.
Okay. I think that's everything that I have. I'm trying to think. Let me see my notes here.
Lauren, you're awfully quiet. Questions?
I don't really do that much hashtagging, but I guess I need to.
If you're using Instagram.
If I do hashtags, they're usually funny and I get a lot of comments on it. But they're like my original ones. They're not like everyone else's.
Right. No, I make my own too. Like hashtag, can you believe this just happened to me?
Mhm.
Right. Hashtags that don't exist. I make my own. Hashtag Pink Basket Club. I have those too that I've made.
So those would be like the ones you would put under.
Those are good. They fall under the small amount.
Yeah.
Right. They work too. So
Yep.
I'm good.
So when you guys go live, you put all those hashtags when you go live, right?
Only
Okay.
on Instagram though.
No.
It's not gonna work
No.
on Facebook. It's
Uh-uh.
not they're not on
It doesn't
Facebook.
do anything to Facebook. It's if you're going to go live on that, you want to do it. Facebook,
Yeah.
you don't need to do hashtags. Don't work on Facebook
Oh, okay.
at all.
So just on Instagram.
Go ahead.
Adrian, did you want to talk about the live that we on business page? The shop live?
We can. I tried to do
That's what I wanted to ask you guys about.
Okay, well, I went live. I think I made Troy pee his pants. I went live on Facebook and did the live shopping feature in the marketplace. So you can go live and you click live shopping. And I know you guys, I'm pretty sure Michelle has this already set up. So when you go live and I'm showing a piece of jewelry, I don't know, there's jewelry all in front of me. I'm showing this bracelet, which is, I don't remember the name of it. I can type the name in or type the number in and it'll pop up on the screen. And my customers, kind of like comment sold, my customers can click the picture of the item and the picture will pop up on the screen for them. They can add it to their cart and they can check out right on Facebook. Okay. Yes. And it's free. It's not, comment sold is $149 a month.
Okay, I saw that when I go live on my business page. I was too scared to hit yes.
And so I'm not really using it. Like I tell the people, if you want to use this is like you're shopping during the live, you can check out now. Because most of my customers, they shop for the whole week. Okay. And they know they can check out on Thursday and they shop every day for me. If you're shopping with me and you just want to check out at the end of this live, go ahead and shop throughout the live and build your cart. And at the end, you're going to pay and you're done for tonight. Because it will charge them shipping. You can't take the shipping off. That's the only thing I don't like. You can't take the shipping off. So what I could do is, on your next shopping trip, I'll give you a free piece. I could do that. So, but they said they like it, even if they're not going to shop. They like that they can click the picture and they can see the stock photo of all the items. So they like it.
Description.
They like that they are engaged. They can touch, they can play a video game basically while they're shopping with me. So they love it.
So does it charge your shipping fee that you said?
Yes.
And then is it linked to your shop? Do you have to have a Shopify in order to do it?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
They love it. So if you actually went to my business page, you could watch my live from what's today, Sunday. My live yesterday morning, I used it. You can watch it and see me doing it.
Yeah, I kind of glanced. I had to go live too yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to finish watching, but I did it as well. However, for some reason, my products, I didn't know what I was doing though. So my products did not come up because it said that there was a way that you could pre-select all your products just like you do on Common Sold, where I was like, but I don't never know. Like, I'm not that organized. Hey, I'm on the phone.
I loaded my whole inventory. I did not pre-select. I don't have time for that.
Okay.
So my whole store was available to me when I went live. And the other glorious thing that it does is whatever you showed live after the show, if people go on a computer, they can see and click through everything you showed. You don't have to go later and be like, post a separate post that says, hey guys, did you miss the live? Here's everything I showed tonight. You don't have to do that. It's in the post.
Okay, so rewind 1 second. You said, so you picked out all the pieces that you were going to show live, and then you loaded those up into the thing.
You don't have to do that.
You can just.
You click live shopping, and
Right.
then it says, do you want to pick items out or do you want to load your whole store? I loaded my whole store.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Because
And
I
then you
don't
just
have
type,
time.
and then each time you showed an item, you can just put the item number.
I didn't put the item number. Troy has set his up so you can put the item number.
So Michelle,
That's what I would want to do.
you and
I
I are
have
in
the
same
name.
lane.
No. See, Troy only has 148 items. I have 500 items. I ain't typing
So-
the numbers.
So the thing is, I did that, Michelle. What I went is I went to my Shopify account. I took the bags of everything that I have, and I applied the number in front of it. So it's like 105, and then it has the description of the jewelry, right?
Mhm.
Because when I go on my show tonight, when I added that cart, I'm just typing in 105, and it's going to pop up 105 out of my store because I don't know all the names of them. And everything. So I was telling Adrian, that's what I did with all of mine. So that way everything is numbered. And so I know people on my show, they write down the numbers.
Mhm.
So if they want to go back after the show, they can be like, oh, I want to see 106, and they don't have to look at each piece.
That's me.
They
Right.
can just type in the 109.
Okay. So that's what I would have to do.
So that's what you'll have to do on that. So
Okay.
But
Yeah,
here's the workaround.
And then Adrian, you just type in the name of your item, and that's how it
Yes.
comes up.
I
Oh,
typed in the name, but the other thing you could do is at the same time I was doing my show, it depends on, I'm a teacher. I can multitask 500 things at one time. I had my phone in front of me with Shopify open on my phone. And when I had the bag 318, if something didn't have a name, I would type in 318 on my phone and I could see the name. And then I could
Put the
type in
name.
the name because I was live on my iPad and I could type the name in. So I was just like, what is my workaround if something doesn't have a name? How am I going to solve this problem? And that way I was still sharing the number with my customers.
okay.
I was still saying this is number 318 for those of you guys that are making a list. Because I think, like Troy was saying, people are lazy. They get stuck in a rut. They don't want to learn a new way of doing things. And we always got to be thinking about them and that.
Well, everybody knows mine by name, by number. So that,
Right,
but I see
right.
so I would want to either type in the name and then still say the number, or just type in by numbers.
Right. So,
okay.
like looking at my collection of jewelry, I do not have time to go type in numbers.
Well,
and
I'm
then-
with you, Adrian. I got like 600 so that means I would have to type in all the numbers.
And I don't know if Troy does this. Like for me, item 300, there's 3 things in that bag. There's a necklace, a ring, and a bracelet. That's 300B, 300. So I would have to type in 300B, 300R, 300N, because there's a whole set in that bag.
Oh Lord.
So you got to look at it. You got to okay, what's going to work best. So I would say, Michelle, try it. First time I did it on a flash sale. So try it on a flash sale.
With the name.
Yes. And
Using
see
the
what
name.
works.
Okay.
Right.
now be clarified that this is only through business page. You cannot do personal page.
No, that's fine.
So if you go live through personal page, you will not be able to use the live shopping because it's not connected from Shopify to your personal account. It's connected Shopify to your business account.
So that
Okay.
would explain the reason why I did not get the option, because it
Oh.
does have the live feature, although it didn't pick up anything. So that
Yeah.
makes sense now. Okay. So
Because
I was
it
just
says it right when we start. Yeah. But it's not connected. Yeah, on your personal.
Yeah, but no, that makes I was just thinking like, dang, this would be awesome for flash sale purposes. Like, that's great. See, I just looked, I didn't look until recently that I don't know, I go on my business page, I have like a lot of followers. I didn't even realize I had so many followers on my business page, but it wasn't until maybe 2 weeks ago that I've been consistent and, because of my schedule, posting stuff on my business page. But I would really, really like to start using my business page versus my personal.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I have a lot of viewers, and
Right.
I don't want to lose that from my personal page. But what do you guys suggest for me to migrate the traffic over? Like,
How many?
Tell them what you're doing. People
How
listen to you. So simply say, hey guys, I really want to start working on my business page. So I'd like you all to just start following me over there. Make sure you like it so you get the notifications automatically if they like it. You are a person that all you got to do is say something and your people are going to follow you.
Mhm.
You're not going to have as much trouble as me. I'm trying to do more. I want to be able to, all those big wigs, they're doing everything from their personal business pages, you guys.
Right,
Once they
right.
start getting that big, they're not even on that anymore. That's where I want to be, just because
That's
that's what
me
it
too.
is for. It's a business page.
exactly.
So And then you can just do more things. Your posts will be there. You don't have to be
Right.
two places. I don't like being two
Right.
places right now, but we got to do it. But I think, Denisha, all you literally have to say is, hey guys, you know what? You're following me here. I'm going to start doing stuff on my business
Give
page.
them-
And
give
start
them a-
doing more. Maybe do all your flash sales, which is what I'm starting to do. All my flash sales are going to be on my business page, just to start getting people to
Mhm.
get over there and see the alerts and see this.
And give them that timeline, like when it's going to happen. So like you said, hey, this week is going to be the last week that you're going to see me coming here on personal page. I'm going to be going over here on my Facebook page. I put on my personal page post. It's how you get there. Make
Mhm.
sure you click, because on this particular day, we will no longer be coming here. We're going to be coming streaming from the business page.
Mhm.
So if you come here looking for me, you won't find me after this date. So you're going to have to do that, and you're going to have to repeat that over and over and over, because they're not going to remember the first time.
Right.
You're going to have to give them a good time span to
But
say,
they'll jump
here
over.
it is.
They'll
Here
turn
it is.
over.
And didn't we say that people aren't getting alerts when we're live on our personal page anyway?
So
Not
that's
as
the
much.
other thing. That's
Not
the
like
other
we were
thing.
before.
Unless you have been engaged with them for within the week. If
Yeah.
you've had some engagement with them sometime in the week, then they're going to get a notification that you're live on their personal page.
Okay.
But if you have not been social with them within the week, and you go within a week span and you go live, they will not get a notification. But the business page will always send out a notification.
So it's time to transition,
Yep.
is what I'm hearing. And we don't know what Facebook's going to do in the next 6 months. So it's time to be ahead of that game
Yep.
and get your people over there. And the other thing, if they're not getting a notification, you go live on your personal page. My feed changes every 5 seconds. So you went live, you're already down at the bottom of
down.
the page.
Mhm.
They're not going to see you anyway.
So I've been, even in my private VIP groups, I've been doing lots of stuff to get people on my business page. So just everything I do, I'm like, hey guys, you know, I'm doing new releases. Hey, I'm going to do a flash sale in 15 minutes. I'll go in the VIP group and say flash sale in whatever, 2:00 on my personal, you know what I mean? Just like Troy said, just keep telling them, just keep telling them, because to me, you guys, that's literally, just like you said, it's going to be, I think pretty soon they're going to start weaning us down on our personal page and wanting us to do stuff on our business page. Otherwise, there'd be no reason to have one. So we have to force our clients to look there, have contests there, lots of things to get them to draw there. So they're just automatically, and they will always get alerts from the business page. No
And you
matter
want to, and you also want to avoid, because like the student that I was talking to, she says, you know, keep personal page, keep it personal, business page, keep it business. She goes, and that'll avoid from you getting flagged on your personal page to where you're locked out and you can't do the features like Adrian, for some odd reason, couldn't do go live for a week on her personal page, or couldn't go live at all. That affected everything down the road. You know, because we don't know who's reporting. We don't know if Michelle's like rocking it and there's another consultant pops on and just is jealous of Michelle. They can simply report this live, and then you're shut down for 7 days while they're investigating you. So then what happens? You're losing money out of your business because you can't go and produce. You can't, you know, you can still post, but you can't do the live sales. And so she says that's where you need to transition. That's what she was telling me. Just you need to keep it your personal page personal, but she says you can still campaign on your personal page and get people to like your page, but you want to do all of that work on your business page because that's what it's set up for. And that's where you're going to gain the analytics. That's where you're going to gain the understanding of what times do my viewers,
what times, yeah, exactly.
what's the best time to post, because this is how they're interacting with that business page.
Right.
Yeah, I'm all over trying to start my transition over there.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that she said that you can be flagged for anything and you never know that what you're flagged for. She said that can happen on your personal page, and you wouldn't even know that you're flagged about something.
Wow.
So
It's a new
The only
world.
thing is you get in Facebook jail for 30 days.
Woo,
That was
no.
no, I don't want that ever to happen. And you guys, I have and I would encourage you to have a YouTube channel as well if you don't already have one. I will tell you, that was the longest week of my life. Okay. And even though I had a YouTube channel and was going live, my customers did not like it and they would not come over there. I had like 3 or 4, like my diehards watched me on YouTube, but everybody's like, oh, it doesn't feel the same. When you're out of, Facebook jail, let me know when you're live again. And now they're all back, But they waited that week. They were like, we don't like this YouTube thing. And they didn't watch the live. I gained some new customers on YouTube, but they waited until Facebook was live again. So, and all of a sudden it just came back on. So
I have a question. I know we're at that hour,
yes,
but I wanted to know something about Shopify. So I am going to try one of those free, the free app for the pre-claims. But I'm curious to how you guys are doing things right now. I had a couple ideas in mind, but like, okay, so for instance, right now I've been real heavy with my, since I started my VIP group. So just because they really do feel special that they get first dibs on the new items that I bought. So I'll post it in my VIP group, and they've been pre-claiming. It's great because I can go back to it really quickly when those items come in and know who bought what. But like now that I'm going to be putting that stuff on my Shopify store, because every time I buy, I always try to put it on my Shopify store. So do you guys deduct the quantity like that already pre-claimed, or like how are you guys keeping that organized? Because I'm showing it before I post it to the website and that type of thing.
Me personally, when people pre-claim stuff, I start a pink basket. So I put their name in it and I put the item in it, and then you can go up to the top and it says reserve item. I'll reserve it for a week. So it sets them apart, the people that are going to shop once a week. And then it's pre-claimed. It's already in there. I don't have to worry about, oh, did I do this? Did I do that? Did I take a screenshot of the item? That all stresses me out. So I just start baskets for people. That's how I do it.
It doesn't come for like 20 days. So I don't understand.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about if I bought something on Friday and they claimed it, it's not coming for like 2 weeks.
You don't load it in your Shopify?
I do load it in my Shopify.
So it'll still go in a basket. The name will pop up and you can save it in a basket if it's loaded.
I see what you mean. You see what she's saying, Adrian?
Well, she said 1 week. My stuff's not coming for like 2-3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Sometimes my pre-claims are like the ones that are some of my pre-claims, you guys, are the stuff that's coming next week. So then I'll save it for that week. But if it doesn't matter. You can save it for a month. That reserve reserves it.
So you go ahead and you create a draft order for them?
I do a draft order. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I just put whatever they want in there. If it's something that you think is going to be, me personally, you guys go real far with your pre-claims. I maybe don't go as far as you guys. So my pre-claims may be 2 or 3 weeks out, but like, I don't always just do what I buy today, post it. And then if people pre-claim it, I don't know if it's coming for a month or if it's coming for 2 weeks.
Right.
I kind of don't like that stress. So I kind of back down just a little bit. It's still a pre-claim. It's still a new item to them. It's just, I know it's going to be here in the next 2 weeks. So my reserve button I only reserve it as far, but that reserve button can go a month if you guys want to try it.
Right. So, okay. So my next question would be then though, because like I do have mine would be that whole month I would be reserving it for, but because I do the invoicing once a week. So already, so come tomorrow starts. Today technically starts a new week, but Monday when I go live, it starts a new week. And I already draft orders already. So would it create 2 different drafts? Does that make sense? Like, because I'm drafting an order for this week for all the stuff that I'm showing live, but like you said, creating pink baskets or drafting it for a month for all the pre-claim stuff, will it create 2 draft orders?
You would have to make another one. If you know that those people are going to check out in a week and you don't want to put that item that they're going to check out in a week, that's going to be a month, then make them a new draft.
Okay, so you can. Okay, perfect.
You can create multiple drafts, and then you can reserve that draft 30 days out. It may come before 30 days, but at least it's holding that item so nobody can actually go on your website and buy it.
Right. Okay.
That's how I do it. It works so easy for me. It's so I don't have to do anything, you guys, because I was trying to write it down and take snapshots, and I was just getting all stressed. And I was like, why don't I just create drafts for people and hold other items? Genius.
Right.
But wait a minute though, because I noticed like when I put it so say I bought 6 items, it doesn't deduct it from the quantity until it's paid. So
no, the draft item will stop. Okay. So say you had total eclipse of the heart. You had 6 of them. Right now I say, hey, I want a total eclipse of the heart. You draft me for 30 days technically the system will not let more than 5 go. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Or did I say the right number? Right. It won't let mine be sold. So if you had 6 and you gave me 1, it'll stop you at 5.
Okay.
And that
But
6th
if you-
one won't get sold because it's still
Okay.
reserving that item. It will still show as 6, but it
Right.
will let you only sell 5.
Okay.
So
That's what
the
I was
reserve
wondering
works
about.
beautifully. It really works.
Okay, perfect. That solves my problem right there. Okay, thank you. But I am going to then I mean I don't know. Is the pre-claim app might not even be necessary then, because that sounds like it kind of will
I don't
solve
think
my
so.
problem.
I think you're stressing yourself out and adding a whole nother app that's going to make you all.
And then you don't know if it's
Yeah.
gonna work, and
And
like
you don't know if it's really going to work. And if it doesn't work, now you don't, because like I said, the pre-claim holds the item. So if you only have 6 and you have 2 pre-claimed, if the system will not let you sell more than 4.
Right.
Period.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay. And then my one last thing I wanted to ask about was subscriptions for Shopify. Have you guys noticed or even thought to look into it? I've been having lots of, I shouldn't say lots, at least 3 of my customers are wanting to do subscriptions, like just pay $150 or whatever for the month. And,
what?
For what?
then, huh?
For what?
what?
For subscription, like for jewelry.
And
So
you
they'll
just
pay the $150 and I select the items throughout the month.
oh,
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
never done it, but
Okay.
I mean that's like like Brown Girl box or Green
Yeah.
and Ivy box. Like
Yeah.
they could do
It's,
that.
my customers were saying they love the suspense and they trust my
Oh.
taste. So they were like, oh yeah, we should. It's been brought up several times and I totally ignored it. But now that I'm starting to get 2, 3 people, it might be actually 4 people that mention, I'm like, the only thing that stresses me out about it is just, and I believe there's something in Shopify. I messed around and clicked on something that says subscriptions.
Wow.
And, so I don't know. I think that there would be maybe just an app, only because I wouldn't want to keep track. Like, let's say I sent them something, like, do they want me to, if they send me $100, do they want me to break it up into every week sending them something? You know what I'm saying? Or do I just wait till the end of the month and then once I collect $100 worth of things, just send it all at once? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many different ways that can go. And yes, that can be stressful. And I told my customers right now, I was like, that just seems like it's too much because it's too much to keep track of. However, if there's an app that can simplify it, then I will be willing to do it, but I was just curious if you guys had ran into
Yeah.
No, I
And
haven't
the other
done.
part I would say is to make sure you have a very well written disclaimer that they're taking that chance, that when they get what you sent them and they paid it, the only refund or exchange that they can get if it's a broken item, because if they open their box and say, I don't like this, so I'm going to call you and say, can I exchange that? Because if it's not in written form and they don't sign off to an agreement on that, that's going to become that extra headache. So just be aware of that, because that's one thing with subscriptions is that if they say, I trust your taste, well, that's great. But if I send it to you and you don't like it, like the other day I was doing a spin the wheel, it was just like a grab bag. A new customer came in, she won a pair of earrings right away after the show. She's like, so what's your policy on things that maybe I don't like then? Because I didn't like those earrings. Can I just change it for something else? And she had already paid her bill and everything, and she was a new customer. So I said, okay, I'm just going to work with her because she's new. But that's what people do, because even though it's like a mystery grab bag, and they went ahead and claimed it, it's that suspense thing. You show them what they got online. She's like, ooh, those are pretty. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as the show was over, she was messaging me, well, I really don't like those silver earrings. Can I exchange it for something else? What's your policy on that? So you have to be careful on that too, because then you're going to have that extra headache of, well, you trusted me with this, but now you're wanting because you didn't like this and this and this. And so-and-so got a different subscription box. And that's the one thing about subscription boxes is they have to all be the same. That's the way only that you don't get in trouble or it's a headache is all subscription boxes are the same each month.
Or maybe you could do, Tanisha, maybe instead of a subscription, you could just do like, the 15th of the month or the 1st of the month. Anyone that wants a, 10 item grab bag, pay on the 1st of the month or the 15th of the month. And maybe just do something where you talk about it all the time. And then they just know, hey, I want to grab a grab bag. and you just set a date that grab bag is going to be and make it be 10 items, something small and easy or something. And then maybe just, I mean, I'm just saying it might make,
that's a
it
great
might take
idea.
the headache. It may take the headache away of a subscription,
Right.
but you're still
Okay.
offering them a grab bag, but it's really
Right.
just through you, not necessarily Shopify and all that other drama.
Right.
And you
Right.
just put a date on what day they're going to be. And everyone who wants that, that's the date that those grab bags go out.
Okay.
Just
I like that
to
idea.
simplify yourself on
Mhm.
when you're doing those things. Because I think with our business, the more we're, okay, I'm doing this on this day, and now I got to pull this day. And that's when we start getting crazy. But if you just say the 15th of the month, I'm doing grab bags, who wants one? Whatever.
Okay. I love that.
Might be
I love-
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that. I like that.
Yeah. that's
All right,
a great
guys, I love you. I have to go.
Yeah.
But I thought today was
Yes.
amazing. We had a great meeting.
Great
Awesome.
meeting.
Bye, guys. See you in 2
Bye.
weeks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Troy.